Hey guys, hey girls, I am here to talk about Innersense organic beauty products. I'm very excited. I got these products on Black Friday and I've been using them a little while. I think four times now I have used them and they are different. They are tricky. And at first I was not really in love, but I've got to tell you, I think they're just so different from anything I've used before that it's taken me a few tries to figure out exactly how to make them work. And I'm sure you're thinking, why do you need to make them work? Well, so I'm part of a few Facebook hair groups. There's one called Curly Girl Experiment. It's run by Raquel Bolin. She is Rockin' Curls on YouTube. And Raquel, I'll link you down below because your channel is awesome and amazing, and so are you. So I'm going to go ahead and link her channel so you guys can check her out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. She's much more important than I am, so you should do that. Anyway, she runs this Facebook group called Curly Girl Experiment, and it's got a number of awesome people in it. And a handful of them have really gotten into Innersense organic beauty products and have been talking nonstop about how much they love them. So of course, when Black Friday came around and Innersense did a sale, which they never ever do, I had to pick up a few goodies to try for myself just to see what all the fuss was about. So the challenge I've had with Innersense is that the products are made of ingredients that aren't in everything else, and so they don't act like anything else. And at least in my experience, maybe there are some other things that are similar out there that I just don't know about and I haven't experienced. If you know, let me know. But these have been really it's been kind of a fun challenge. If your hair is your hobby like it is mine, then it's a fun challenge to get to know a different line of products. So I picked up 4 different products because I wanted to have a range. Normally when I do my hair, I like to make sure I use a leave-in conditioner, a cream of some kind, a curl enhancer, and a gel. Like those are kind of my 4 things that I use to make sure I get the hair I want. So the 4 products that I got are the Color Radiance Daily Conditioner, the Quiet Calm Curl Control, I Create Volume, which as you can probably see is kind of runny. It's sort of a serum almost. And I Create Hold, their styling gel. So the first time I used these products, I used all 4 of them. I used a little bit of the daily conditioner as my rinse out and a little bit for leave-in, and then my Quiet Calm Curl Control, and then I used a little bit of the I Create Volume and a little bit of the I Create Hold. And let me tell you what, I used way too much of all of them. When people say that these products are concentrated, they're not kidding. These were a bit of a conundrum for me, so this is going to be a pretty in-depth review and demo. So fasten your seatbelts because we're diving into Innersense. So the first thing I'm doing here is just making sure my hair is really, really wet. And then I'm going to use my As I Am Coconut Co-Wash. I really love this stuff. I think it's a really good cleanser. So I'm going to use about a golf ball size of that and emulsify it between my hands really, really well, get my hair wet. And then I start on the top of my hair and then I go to my temples and around, and I'm really using my fingertips to massage that into my scalp really good. Not my fingernails, but just my fingertips, and really, really getting some muscle into massaging that into my scalp, because that's really what's going to clean my hair. It just doesn't work quite like shampoo does, but it's great at leaving some additional moisture in your hair. So I'm going to go back for a little bit more, and oh my gosh, I'm almost out of that stuff. So I'm going to go back for a little bit more, and I'm going to start on the back of my head this time because I find it's just a little bit hard to work it all the way through and use as much as I want. And I think I am on my 3rd jar of that now. I love that stuff. So I'm going to work that just through the ends of my hair a little bit as well before I rinse it out. And I don't leave it in long. I find that if I leave it on like a mask, it makes my scalp itch. So now I'm rinsing it out, and as I'm rinsing, I'm really rubbing my scalp too with my fingertips again to remove any dirt and oil that I really want to make sure comes off while I am in the shower. Okay, all done with that part. So now I'm going to flip my head upside down and really get my fingertips in there again to rinse that out. Make sure my scalp is really clean. It's almost a little squeaky after using this stuff, which I really like. All right. And going upside down like that really just helps to build volume. So that's why I flip upside down when I'm finished shampooing. Okay, at this point, I'm going to squeeze out any extra moisture from my hair, and then I'm going to go in with my no, it's my Color Radiance Daily Conditioner from Innersense Organic Beauty. About a quarter size amount of that, and smooth that in. And I'm going to get it all over. I'm going to leave it in. I really do want to moisturize my hair, even at the roots, because I'm using this as my rinse out conditioner. So from roots to tips, I'm getting that in. I think I'm probably going to go back for some more. Yep, there it is. Get a little bit more, another quarter size amount. Emulsify that really well in my hands. I probably could have done that a little bit longer, but put that in from roots to tips. Make sure my hair is really coated with that. Get out all that excess hair that we all love to lose in the shower. And then I'll clip my hair on top of my head after this to let it really soak in and penetrate the hair shaft while I bathe, shave, do all the things that people normally do in the shower. Ta-da! So pretty. Okay, it's been a few minutes, maybe 5, maybe 8 minutes. Take the clip out, rinse my hair. I'm definitely going to rinse all of this out, just a little bit. And I am a big fan of the comb, so taking my comb there and just going through and making sure that, I don't have any hairs that are out of their wave, their curl clumps. That really helps me kind of get everything where I want it. So now it's squish to condish time. So just a little bit of water, and you want to really make sure when you're doing the squish to condish, that you can hear that squish, squish, squish sound of water really getting up in your hair, because that's really what helps to moisturize your hair is water. The conditioner definitely helps, but it's really all about the water. So pumping it like that, and you can see that conditioner water, that milky water coming off the back of my hands there. That's really what you want to see. So make sure you see that. Make sure you can hear that squish, squish sound of the water in your hair. All right, I'm going to go back for a little bit more conditioner, and this is really going to be my leave-in. I'm going to do another little squish to condish after this, maybe a chickpea-sized amount of that. But I'm going to squish to condish that in, and then leave it in as my leave-in conditioner. All right, did you guys hear that? That squish squish sound is exactly what you want to hear when you are doing the squish to condish method. And it makes a huge difference, I would say, between, oh my gosh, getting away from silicones and sulfates and taking care of my hair. That has been the third most important thing that I've done. All right, there we go. We're done. We're ready to style. Okay, so I'm taking my t-shirt here, and I'm just going to do one big scrunch just to get out some excess moisture before I start applying my styling products. So I'm going to start with my Diva Curl Frizz-Free Volumizing Foam. As you guys probably know if you've watched any of my other videos, this is my very favorite curl enhancer. I usually use a cream underneath it, but I decided to skip that today since I'm just doing a couple of different things today. So I'm going to scrunch that in. I use 2 pumps of that, and I really don't get it in my roots much. I really concentrate it, kind of at the top of my head and then down, but I really don't rub it into my roots almost ever. So I'm going to take one little half pump of the Diva foam just for the ends of my hair. Sometimes that really helps them curl up a little bit better. Goodness, I've got that one chunk of Diva foam on the back of my head. That's going to drive me crazy while I watch this video. So when I scrunch up, I really try to not pull my hair down. So I scrunch it up and then gently let go. All right, it's time for I Create Hold. I really love this stuff, you guys. It's not a hard hold gel, but it's just a really good gel. It smells really nice. I'm actually probably using a little bit too much here. That was probably about a walnut-sized amount. I could have used maybe 2/3 of that and been good. So I emulsified it really well in my hand and then smoothed it over, and then I'm going to scrunch that in. My hair feels pretty coated with that, so I'll definitely use less next time. But a tip that I got from the Polished Curl on YouTube is to scrunch until I can no longer feel the product in my hair. So I am just going to keep on scrunching until I really don't feel it, or at least I don't notice it much anymore. And that tip has made such a big difference. So I definitely have to pass that one along. All right, I'm looking pretty happy with that. All right, let's move along to plopping my hair, and then we're going to move on to styling, or diffusing. All right, sometimes you just got to work with what you have. This is real life curly girl. So I'm going to use that same t-shirt that I just did that t-shirt scrunch with. It is a multi-use t-shirt for sure. So I learned this plopping technique where I flip it over the back of my head, and then the neck part I fold over just slightly and then pull it around and tie it behind my head. I learned this from Curly Penny on YouTube, and it is the fastest, easiest plopping technique I have ever used. I really, really like it. Hey guys, okay, I'm back. So I've done my makeup and my plop is still on my head. So let's take it out and see what we've got. Nice and damp still. So here's what I'm going to do. I scrunch out any excess product and water using this t-shirt. Try to find like the dry spots left on it. I'm going to flip my hair around. I try not to whip it around because I don't want to mess with the curl patterns that are I guess the curl patterns that are kind of starting to form. So at this point, I scrunch up to encourage those curls and kind of see where I stand with product. Do I have enough? Do I need a little bit more? Feels a little crunchy. And then I kind of inspect. So I don't really like what's happening here, so I'm going to move some things around. I know some people with really curly hair can like Hi Felicia as an example. She can, move hair around and do all kinds of fancy stuff with hers and her curls stay. I think if I stretched mine out that much, they probably wouldn't want to be wavy on me because I have to really encourage my waves to do what I want them to do. I'm going to take this piece right here. And take a chance, pull it out of its clump a little bit and kind of see if I can get that to do something I want it to do. So anyway, so I kind of manipulate my hairline a little bit before I start to dry. The next thing I'm going to do, because I've got some kind of wonky pieces sticking out way far here, is sort of fix those. I think I probably left my plop on a little bit too long. Okay, those are looking a little less crazy. I guess the biggest piece of advice I can tell you is don't be afraid of your hair. It's just hair at the end of the day. It's just hair. All right, and that's about it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Innersense I Create Hold again. And it's pretty thick stuff, so I got to get it down to the bottom and take just like a pea-sized amount. And I'm going to flip my head back over and apply this just to the ends of my hair. And then I'm going to start diffusing. So I'm actually going to like get that on those ends, just like that, and then scrunch up. Probably should have used wet hands to do that, but okay, a little bit more. Ugh, come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, another little pea-sized dollop, and I'm going to do this right here. because this never seems to get enough product. All right, scrunch that. And now it's time to diffuse. I think it's really important to note with these products is that they tend to really decrease drying time. So you don't need to use a lot of product. So that's two things. You don't need to use a lot of product, and you need to make sure you decrease your drying time and your drying heat. So I'm gonna start out using my diffuser, my Xtava Black Orchid hairdryer and diffuser on medium heat, low speed, and then as soon as I feel a little bit of warmth on my scalp, I'm gonna switch down to cool because my drying time is really gonna be decreased with these products. I found out last time that, well, the first time I used the products, I dried just like I had used my LA Looks gel, and I mean, my hair was just fly away. It was so dry, I dried it way too long. So I'm gonna start diffusing, and I'll check back in with you in just a moment. Okay, so I have diffused upside down for a little while. Now I'm gonna stand up. And I kind of tend to cut my hair towards the top of my head and flip it over sort of gently. I don't want to whip it around again too much at this stage. Okay, here we are. I'm liking the volume that I'm getting from these products. They're really light, and again, since they're products that tend to decrease drying time, it means they don't weigh down your hair a lot when you are drying it. So that's really helpful. So from this point, I'm going to diffuse I'm going to diffuse the sides of my hair. Actually, for additional volume, I'm going to flip my hair over to the side that I usually put my hair on this side. So I'm going to flip my hair over, and I'm going to diffuse right here for a couple minutes, and then flip this over in small sections to do that. You know what? I'll just show you. Here we go. Okay, so this is the new way I've been drying my hair to try to get a little bit of extra crown volume. So my hair is flipped over to the side that I don't normally wear it parted. So at this point I have diffused this side. Now I'm going to just stick the diffuser on top of my head because I'm trying to tell these roots to go this way so that once they're dry I can flip them that way and they will be a little bit more stand-up-y, because that's a word, you know. Okay, so I'm going to just set this on top of my head. I've got it on medium heat, low speed. And I'm going to put it here for a second, but I'm also going to flip over to try to get that air underneath. So here goes. Let me see if you can see me. Can you see me? Okay. And then halfway through, I like to switch to cool. Again, with these Innersense products, I don't want to do it for too long because my drying time is decreased. I really can't stress that enough. I found that to be one of the most important things I learned while I was sort of doing a little trial on these products. Okay, now I'm going to flip my hair over in sections from this side to this side to dry it and try to maintain that root volume. All right, I'll be back in a bit. I hope this is helping somebody. Can I just say, the volume that I'm getting from these products is incredible. I'm really happy with them. And I'm not even using a Create Volume right now. I haven't quite figured out where that one fits in my routine yet. So we'll get there. All right, now I'm switching over to the other side. You know what I'm gonna do right now to maintain this volume is clip it. Clip it while it's up. Here we go. Kind of use the back side of the clip to pick up that hair of mine because it really tends to want to lay flat to my scalp. If you've got wavy hair like I do, you know, you understand. It just wants to be one with your scalp. Can't have that. Okay, and I'm just sliding those clips in there wherever I can get them. I also tend to kind of stick one up under there. Just kind of help everybody stand up a little bit. See? So as I'm drying my hair, one thing I'm noticing is that this area is looking a little bit straight, a little bit flat, flatter than I would like. So I'm gonna wet my hands with a little bit of hot water. Get a tiny bit more of I Create Hold. About a chickpea sized drop of I Create Hold. And this is called the Smasters technique. I did another video on this separately, but I just decided to do it on this straight area, so thought I'd let you guys know. All right. And as I'm kind of squeezing that, I can already see a little bit more texture coming out, so that's really helpful. So in an attempt to get additional volume on this side, I've taken a bit of hair here, picked it up, put my diffuser underneath, and now I'm aiming warm air on low speed at those roots. Okay, so I added a couple of clips on this side. I'll show you how I put those in. Looked a little bit flat, fallen flat, and it probably will through the day. It's just gonna do that, okay. I've accepted it by now. So I tend to go the opposite way and have those clips kind of stand up perpendicular to my scalp, just to hold that hair off my head as the cast sort of sets. So what I like about these Innersense products is that it kind of gives me a nice crispy cast. I want a cast. I want some crunch. I really, really do. Sorry. I want some crunch. I want that. I don't want it to be super, super soft. People say, I don't want crunch. You know what? If you have curly hair and if you have wavy hair, you do want crunch. You want crunch because it helps to set your curl pattern. It sets your wave pattern so that it has hold throughout the day. It doesn't droop on you. So I like it. I don't know if you can tell how crispy that is from here, but this is useful. So I'm gonna leave this for about an hour while I get some work done before the baby wakes up. And then I'm going to scrunch out my crunch, because that's what you do. You let it set and then you flip your head upside down and ruffle your roots, scrunch it out. I'm gonna use the Innersense Quiet Calm Curl Control to scrunch out my crunch. Normally I don't use something to scrunch out my crunch. I just use my hands. I don't really normally use a product, but I really like this. I like the weight it adds to my hair. I feel like I Create Hold and my Diva foam don't really add enough weight to my hair. It can feel a little bit flyaway, but if I use this at the end, it really makes a big difference. I don't like it on my hair at the beginning. It's got shea butter in it, and so for me, with my low porosity, medium density, like 2B waves, I really have to be careful when I add things like shea butter because my hair is just too fine. There's not enough of it for that. So adding just like a pea-sized amount of this at the end is really, really useful. All right, guys, here we go. Final installment in my little video today. I guess it's not a little video, it's a pretty big video. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do a start to finish routine, but I got a question about how I apply my styling products, and I thought this might be a good opportunity just to do that for you. So I ended up putting lots of clips everywhere. All right, last one. Okay, so first things first, flip my head over like I usually do. Ruffle my roots a bit. Now I'm going to take this. Okay. Maybe a little bit more than a pea, a little bit less than a chickpea. And emulsify that really good. That's the other thing about these Innersense products you need to know is emulsify them in your hands really good until they get a little bit warm and almost a little sticky. Okay, so flip my head over, spread it over, smooth and scrunch. Spread this over any frizzy bits, and you know what? I do have a little bit of frizz, and that's fine. I'm really fine with that, and that really comes from diffusing. But I like having a little bit of functional frizz because it gives me volume. I heard that term functional frizz somewhere, and I thought it was genius because it is functional. I'd rather have volume than perfectly defined waves with no volume. Volume's important to me. But that's just me. It's not important to everybody. Ooh, look at that little guy. Hey, that's fun. All right, so there we go. Innersense for the win. All right, before I go, I gotta say, I mean, look at that spiral. I never had anything like that before. I just think with these Innersense products, your hair just keeps getting better. I honestly do. I think it makes a big difference. So, good products make good hair. It's a thing. All right, guys. So in summary, I'm really liking my Innersense products. I like to have a few different lines of products to sort of rotate through because my hair tends to sort of max out on things if I use them every single wash day. So it's nice for me to have a few routines, and that's what I was really looking for when I dove into purchasing these products. I love the way they smell. I'm really liking the way they work and the way they work together and the way that they work with some of my other products. I can still use my very favorite curl enhancer, and I can use my Curly Magic as my Smasters product if I want to add a little bit of curl to my secret straight section back here. But I love them. I think they smell great. I think they work great. I love that they are, what we'll call them, health products. I love that they're health products. So if this is a brand that you've been really curious about, I would really urge you to give it a try, especially if you can get your hands on them during a sale. You know, give it a shot. I don't know if I would say dive into buying the whole line, but if I had to tell you a couple favorites, I would say the Quiet Calm Curl Control and the I Create Hold. I think these are really great products. I really enjoy them, and I could see them becoming holy grails in my collection of products. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys learned about Innersense if you'd never heard of them before, and if you have any questions, of course, leave those down below and I'll help any way I can. I hope you have a great curl day, and I'll talk with you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. See ya. Bye.